Guys, we are looking at the brand new iPad Air 6. Got the 11 and the 13 inch, as well as the brand new Combo Touch for each of these devices. Let's start with an unboxing of the 11 inch iPad Air. So this is 128 gig base level configuration, Wi-Fi only, and this is in purple. Now what I'm thinking is I'm going to use the 11 inch iPad Air 6 in this purple color to replace my wife's iPad Air 4 that she has in green. And then I'm going to give the iPad Air 4 to my son, whose iPad Air or his iPad 7 is just completely old and really does not run Minecraft that well, which is really my pain point here. So if you're a parent, you probably know what I'm talking about when the kid's iPad doesn't work and they're not happy. We're not happy. So there are no stickers, but if you go to the Apple Store, they will give you a sticker. We have 20 watt USB-C charging brick and a straight through USB-C braided cable. Now, while that's powering on, let's take a look here. This is the 128 gig, 13 inch M2 iPad Air in blue. Now, it's not the same saturated blue from the iPad Air 5th generation, which was a lovely color. Oh wow, that's a really nice color. Now, I don't know why Apple doesn't give us great colors for the iPad Pro like they do for the iPad Air. Maybe they think it's just too businessy, but I wish they did. This looks like it's gonna be a wonderful color. Oh wow, it's very blue. And it's complementary to my shirt, kind of why I wore pink. Oh yeah, look at that. So this is a nice soft blue. I wouldn't call it, it's almost like a light turquoise, like a turquoise that's not very saturated. And since the box is the same, I'm gonna save you guys that. Now, while these devices are powering on, let's talk about the details. You have $599 for the 11 inch, $799 for the 13 inch. You get 128 gigs at the base level configuration, and it moves up from there all the way up to 1 terabyte. If you want to, you can add 5G for $250. That actually is $50 more expensive than the iPad Pro this year. I don't know why they're doing that, but we'll maybe get in that in a later video. Additionally, you can use the Apple Pencil Pro for $130, or you can get the Apple Pencil USB for, I think it's $80. Before I go on, if you are enjoying today's video like I hope you are, consider subscribing to the channel as I'm trying to grow from 25,000 to 50,000 before the end of the year, and I would appreciate your support. Now, back to the iPad Air. While the iPads are downloading the software update, I have the Magic Keyboard from last year for the 13 inch and for the 11 inch. Let's make sure it works here so you're not spending money if you don't have to, in case you have one. Now, I bought this white keyboard in maybe, let's say like August 2021. So whenever it came out, that's how long I've had it. So it's about 3 years old at this point, which is why I have this nice skin on here, which just kind of set it apart. I really didn't want it to get dirty. And I'm gonna place the 13 inch iPad Air 6 in here. I'm gonna close it, and it closes just fine. It is the same keyboard. Now, there are no differences, at least there should not be. Maybe there's a different like hardware version or hardware rev from Apple, but if you have one, there's no point in spending, $299 or $350 for this, because there is no difference. Oh wow, they only charge $299. Okay, well I'm glad that Apple's not doing that. So the Magic Keyboard, all right, for the 11 inch or the 13 inch iPad Air is $300. There's no price difference like there was last year. So if you have a 12.9 inch Magic Keyboard, it's gonna work with the 13 inch iPad Air. There's no difference. Just kind of looking here. Gonna put the iPad Air in here, and it fits no different. Same, it's all good. It's a nice color purple, I like that. If you have one already, don't spend any more money because you don't have to. If you find one on a secondhand website like eBay, Swappa, save yourself some money because you don't spend $300 on it. While we are waiting for the 11 inch iPad Air 6 to restore, let's take a look here at the Combo Touch from last year, which I have right here. And we're gonna take a look at it compared against the new one. This is the Combo Touch for the iPad Air 6, specifically designed for the iPad Air 6. And let's see how it fits and get an idea for it. I have not even looked at it yet. Oh wow. That trackpad is quite big, and it's quite different. This is for the iPad. Yeah, this is for the iPad Air 6. I had to make sure they didn't grab the wrong one, because I do have one for the iPad Pro, but it's different because the camera is different here. So this is a different color, different cover, and so that fits just fine. And obviously this is going to be designed to work that way. Now that we have the Combo Touch for the iPad Air 6 seated inside of the case, we'll go through a few of the features. So this is all polyurethane outer. Here, this is like a hard plastic. It's a different material, but it is different indeed. This has the kickstand on it. The kickstand allows you to manage all the different viewing angles. Here, it can go from very low. All right, if you want to sketch, if you want to maybe FaceTime someone, all the way down to, I would say this is about 15 degrees extended. If I find the exact measurements, I will put them down in the comments below. Now, also the trackpad here is a little bit bigger. We'll get the exact measurements in just a few moments here, but the trackpad on the new version is a little bit bigger, and there's a little bit different key layout, which we'll go through here in just a moment as well. If you have an Apple Pencil and you put it here, there is nowhere to secure the Apple Pencil. What I would suggest is that there are these Apple Pencil sleeves, which you could put and adhere onto the back, which will hold your Apple Pencil in place while you travel with your Logitech Combo Touch. The one thing to be aware of is if you are a lap typer, so if you type with your keyboard on your lap, you might have a little bit of trouble managing this because you now have to make sure that two positions are going to be level. So if you have it on the back of your knees and the front of your knees, if you change or rock, it'll actually change the pitch of the keyboard and it might not be a good use for you. If you're going to be typing on a desk or a hard surface, level surface, you'll have a great experience. This is actually the keyboard I would recommend to most people at $199. So the question I have is, who is the iPad Air 6, the 11-inch and 13-inch, who's it targeted towards? You know, the main differences here is that this M2 processor in the iPad Air has been optimized for this device more so than it was when it was first launched with the M1 over 18 months ago. I actually think that the iPad Air in this 13-inch size will be a phenomenal seller. I think it'll outsell the 11-inch, not because it's more portable, but because it's more different. From Apple's presentation, they said that a lot of people chose the 13-inch iPad Pro strictly because of the screen size. So that, you know, the larger screen size put a lot of downward pressure on the iPad Air, which caused them to then upgrade the screen size this year. If you own an iPad 7th generation or later, if you own an iPad Air 3 or 4, and then definitely not the iPad Air 5, this device is probably speaking to you because you're not going to naturally upgrade towards the iPad Pro, or you're going to go down to the iPad Mini, unless you know that you have a specific need, which those two devices at the kind of the bookends of the iPad lineup, that's where they make the most sense. So you would upgrade to this device over the iPad 10th generation if you want a newer processor, you want better performance from that processor, a better display that's anti-reflective, it's fully laminated, you get a better camera system, you get faster speeds on the USB-C port than you do on the other device. You also get a better speaker system. You get stereo speakers, which the iPad 10th generation does not have. You get the same Apple Pencil support, so it's $80 on the low end, or you can do the Apple Pencil Pro for $129. You still get keyboard support on both devices, though the keyboard on the 10th generation is just a hair cheaper at $250 versus $300. But if you want a bigger iPad, you can only go to the iPad Air 13-inch. So that's the natural kind of progression. Otherwise, I don't see a lot of reason to choose the iPad Air 6, the 11-inch version, over the iPad 10th generation. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. My name is Mike. Let me know if you want to see any other videos. Now, if you want to learn how to use your iPad like a pro, I've got a video right here for you. Otherwise, YouTube is suggesting this video down here, which is really my favorite video, and I think that you should watch that next. My name is Mike, and I will talk to you in the next one.